Yeah. Well, I'm not a huge fan of, it's not that I'm not a fan of performance art, but that's not why I ended up doing this. I ended up doing this because a friend of mine went to New York when Marina was having her show at MoMA. There was a retrospective of Marina's work about 5 years ago, and I wasn't there, so I don't know the setup, but in different parts of the museum, different people, different performance artists were recreating things she had done in the past. And then her new piece that she did was The Artist is Present, which was where she sat for 3 months straight, 6 days a week, in a chair in the middle of a room, and people lined up for the chance to sit in front of her and just look into her eyes. And I don't know how it was at the beginning, but it started to gain momentum, and people were starting to line up around the block eventually to, sit in front of her, and you could sit for 2 minutes, or you could sit for 3 hours, or however long you wanted. So that happened, and a friend of mine went to that and came back and told me about it. And then she bought the book of photos from the show. Marco Anelli is the photographer, and he was there, he had the same endurance test that she did because he was there every minute and took a photo of every single person that sat. And this book of photos that she showed me, I just really loved it. And I went and bought it myself, and it was, like these pictures, it's just people all looking in the same direction. Some are crying, some are uncomfortable, some are intense, I really love this book. And a couple of years ago, I almost did a series with oil paint monoprints, because I did that back in art school, and I've always wanted to do it again, and I got as far as 2. I thought, I'll do, from this book, Marco Anelli's book. I don't know what happened. I moved on to something else and it didn't happen. And the reason I ended up doing this series was because I saw something online about something called the 100-Day Project, which was started by, and I'm sorry I can't think of his name right now, but a professor at the Yale School of Art, I think in 2006 or 7 or something, started it as an exercise for his students. It was a grad school project of some sort, I think. And the idea is you do something each day for 100 days. It could be anything. It could be artwork, or it could be a dance, or it could be poetry, or, people came up with all kinds of stuff. And the idea for this, I guess, spread around the world. I hadn't heard about it till this year. I just happened to see it, and I just thought, I should do that because it will give me a kick in the butt to get back into artwork. And, the idea also is that you should post it every day on social media. So you're kind of beholden, you become, other people are watching you, and after a while, that kind of makes it pretty hard to quit. So when I started this, I don't think you're really supposed to do something quite this ambitious unless you have a lot of time on your hands. Because I bit off more than I could chew really, but once I'd started, I couldn't stop. And that's how it happened. But when I started it, I had no, I wasn't thinking, I'm going to have a show or it's going to take over my life, which it did. So that's the answer to that.
Okay. So all these faces are from the book, mm-hmm. And there were 100 people, or there are more?
Oh, no, I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say I don't know. I don't remember how many there were. I'm going to say thousands? I can't remember. It's in the book. A lot of people.
So how do you choose the faces?
Randomly. I really enjoyed that. It's like, going down to the bookshelf and looking for a book. It's just kind of like, I would just look through. And, eventually, as I did 100, I would come back to faces that I had passed by before and think, oh no, that one is kind of interesting. And, it was just what I felt like on that day, basically.
What motivated you to choose the medium?
That's a good question. I think I had been doing some ink paintings just before that. Well, I know I was. Just some other stuff I was sort of fooling around with putting down water, and then, you add ink and it just goes where the water goes, and you kind of control it that way. And I had done them by doing profiles, and with black, where the black ink would wash this way, and then I would have usually red in the front washing this way, and they were just very graphic, and I just enjoyed using the ink. So I think when I went to do this, I was just sort of still on the ink track.
And after this show, are you planning something to do with, if you don't sell all of them, show it somewhere else or to?
There may be shows in Montreal and Toronto. I thought it was supposed to happen March, April, but it's a long story. The woman who's opening those galleries, I think, has, like myself, bitten off more than she can chew. So it got bumped, and I'm not sure when it's going to happen now. And I was hoping to kind of keep the set together to show again out there, but since I don't know exactly when it's going to happen now, I've decided, well, it's just not going to happen. So I don't know. I haven't really thought about what's going to happen with these guys afterwards. I've started painting other paintings now, in ink, same size, same ink. I started doing musicians that I like. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.